Joined now by our Female High School Athlete of the Week, presented by Distinct Inc. It is state champion Courtney Nye of Cape and Mount Carmel Girls Wrestling. Courtney, state championship, not much else to say other than that. How does it feel to finally be a state champion here in your first year on the mat?
It feels really good. I've been trying to get this for a while in track and cross country, and for it to be wrestling, my first time wrestling, it's just insane. And I'm just really happy to be here and proud of all my coaches and my teammates for pushing me to be here, and my family and everything that's going on.
Yeah. It's been a great season for you. Your first season wrestling. Was this even on your thoughts coming into the season that you could potentially be a state champion?
Not at all. I didn't win any matches my first 3 weeks, and I finally won my one match, and my goal the entire season was to win half my matches. So it wasn't even close to being to state, but I'm here now and I won.
Yeah.
So
has that feeling settled in yet? Has it been kind of you got to pinch me a little bit?
Yeah, it's still not I don't even. It's crazy. I don't even understand it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You talked a little bit about that 3 week struggle you went through earlier in the season. In your first year wrestling, you talked about with Taylor Eldridge at the Wichita Eagle. You might just quit at the halfway point. Talk about what your mindset was and kind of how that shaped your season to end the year.
I for sure wanted to quit for the longest time. I just hated it because I wasn't winning, and it was hard to keep going and push to something that you're struggling with. But it really shaped just the fact that I could do better, and it just really pushed me to be I can do something if I just keep trying. And the results to see me now if I didn't struggle versus if I did struggle is so different, because I'm just proud now, and I'm really happy that I'm here now.
Yeah. When you think back on the season, was there a turning point where things really started to click for you this season?
Definitely after Christmas break. That's when it locked in. I was it's actually coming to state soon. It's almost City League, because it was probably 3 weeks till City right after Christmas break, and I was I just need to start trying and start pushing myself to be better. And that was definitely my turning point.
Yeah. And this was you were a big part of the team winning the first team state title in program history. What does that mean for you to be a key part of that and winning a state title for the team?
I'm just proud of all my teammates and everyone that helped me and all my coaches, and it's just crazy that it's the first ever Kapaun victory. And our coaches were talking to us, and we've had a lot of calls from Kapaun alumni saying that they're proud of us. And it's just crazy to be actually part of Kapaun history and be the first person to have a team win.
Yeah. Talk about a little bit about that title match where you're down 10-4 with 30 seconds remaining. What was that like? Was there ever a thought in your head where, okay, maybe I'll just take silver?
Yeah, it was probably second period. I was I can settle for silver. And then something in my head was no, you have to keep going, push through. And then I was okay, I can't settle anymore. And I saw my family in the crowd, my grandparents and my uncles and everyone. And I was I have to keep pushing for gold. I want this really bad. And then I just couldn't get off bottom. So then finally it was third period, 30 seconds, looked at the clock, and it was 6 down. And I was all I need is a cradle, because cradle is my favorite move ever. So I was I just need to get a cradle and we'll be fine. And I finally got locked up and I flipped her. And there was a moment when she was on top of me and I couldn't move. And I was uh-oh, this could pin me. And I was no, just keep going. And I pushed her to the side. And then it was insane. Yeah,
it's crazy that you have a vivid memory like that. I mean, most people I just kind of blacked out. I went to the different kind of zone. But to remember that well, that's pretty crazy to think about. Kind of talk about this year's team a little bit. A state championship team for the first time in program history. People think about wrestling as an individual sport, but talk about this year's team and what makes you guys so special.
Definitely just our leadership with Gigi Redcorn and Alira. They just really pushed us to get out there and work every single day. And there was one time when someone was taking off their shoes in the middle of practice, and Bella Green got really mad. She's a junior, and she got so mad she made us do 50 sprawls, just out of the blue. She's 50 sprawls right now. And just their leadership and their determination to push us really helped us. And especially just the love we have for each other. And right after we won state, there's so many just I'm so proud of you guys, and great job between the teammates, and just everyone was super happy and super supportive, and that really helped us.
Yeah. You're most known as a runner, cross country and track. I loved my spring sport. I hated my winter sport, and I can tell that in your first 3 weeks you were probably just telling yourself, I got to get to track. I just got to make it to track. What does it feel like now that you're a state champion? Are you going to miss wrestling at all, or are you looking forward to doing something else for a change?
For sure going to miss it. I'm doing club right now, just to try it out. But it's definitely not track. Wrestling is my favorite sport now, for sure. I'm excited for track. I'm excited to be out there running, but now that I just am here and I've wrestled my butt off, like I just like wrestling a lot more.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm sure your coaches are going to love to hear that. For you, coming into the year as a relative unknown, not wrestling at all, coming into the year, and then now going into next year, you're going to have a target on your back. What does that feel like, and have you given much thought to that, or are you just kind of doing your victory lap right now?
I thought about it today, actually. I was like, it's going to be hard next year. Everyone's going to know who I am. But I'm really excited. I'm just like, I can actually show them, like, I'm here. I deserve to be here. Yeah. And I'm just excited to be able to show them who I can do or who I am and what I can do.
Yeah. A lot of people talk about when they do multiple sports, they talk about the lessons that they learn in one sport carry over to the next. What did you feel like you learned this year in wrestling that might carry over to being a runner?
Definitely perseverance. Just like getting through the hard times and not giving up. And just like just being proud of myself, just like being able to look back on what I did and say, hey, I did that, like I'm here, I tried my best, and that's all that matters.
Mm-hmm. For you, how did you get into wrestling? How did it come to find you? And you were a great runner. How did you decide this might be something I want to try out?
It was actually the cross country team. We have 3 girls, Caitlin Bruning, Taylor Behringer, and Cassidy Lee. They all were like, let's do wrestling together. Like, let's try it out. And Taylor's actually really good. She did it freshman year, and she got 6th at state. And I was like, I'll try it if you do it again. So we came back junior year, and we just tried it together, and that's what pushed me.
Yeah. For you, when did you kind of realize, was it, the first match you won, or was it later in the season, or heck, do you even not know it now? When was it that you kind of realized I might be pretty good at this?
There's really like no distinct moment, but it's definitely like when I was practicing and I heard coach like put me with one of the college girls because we had some college kids come in to help, and when he put me with that college girl, I was like, okay, I could be kind of good to be wrestling her. Yeah. So
for you, you said that wrestling's now your favorite sport. What do you enjoy the most about wrestling?
Just all the different moves you can do. Like in running, it's very like simple. You just like move your arms and your legs. But for wrestling, like you can do a cradle, you can do a butcher, and like you can never actually lose because like you always try your hardest, and there's never like, oh, I didn't do this, so I lost. But it's like, oh, I did this, and I can learn from that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Going from wanting to quit after your first semester to now being a state champion, I'm sure the relationship with the coaches, I'm sure there were a lot of difficult conversation. Talk about the coaches and what they bring to the table for you as a wrestler.
My first thought after I won state was I can go hug my coaches now, because I saw all the girls before hugging all the coaches, and I was like, I can finally do that and go up and hug my coaches. And they're just so positive, and they always push us. And Coach Besco always is so loving. She's the only girls coach we have, and she's so loving and so sweet. And then Coach Nance always watches me during practice. We always talk afterwards about the randomest things. And Coach Burgess, he was just here. He's just a silly guy. He just walks in and laughs. He's just really silly. And then everyone, Coach Coster, he's this bigger guy we have. He pushes us to do the best every single day. We do 20 sprints in his practice. We call it the Coster practice because it's so hard. But I just love them all, and they push us to be the best we can every day.
Yeah. With track season right around the corner, what is the feelings going into track? Is it an excitement? Is it kind of dreading it, or are you kind of on the edge of just kind of I kind of was enjoying wrestling for the first time ever. Now I got to do something else. What's kind of the feeling going into track season now?
Definitely just kind of a sadness that wrestling's gone. It's just I was starting to like it, and now it's gone. And but I'm excited to go to track, and because I'm the only upperclassman running track this year, so I'm excited to push everyone to do their best and actually be one of the people yelling at the freshmen now and telling them what to do. Yeah. So I'm excited.
What's a pre-match routine look like for you leading up to a wrestling match, not a track match? But what's a pre-match routine look like for you? How do you like to prepare and get yourself juiced?
Just stay out of my head. If I get in my head, I just can't get out of it. So I like to walk around, talk to the coaches, laugh, mess around. I just love just being able to enjoy the moment. And I always do duck walks before, 3 matches before. I just get on the ground and start doing duck walks. I stretch out my legs. And if I'm not talking, then it's not a match. I have to start talking.
What do you like to do outside of sports? You do 3 sports now, but what do you like to do in your free time?
I do clubs a lot, and I am probably in 4 different clubs.
What's your favorite club that you're in?
Probably K Club. We just go around and help a lot of the homeless people, and we build little gift baskets for them, and we just give back to the community.
Yeah. Most athletes in college, when you look at their profile on their roster, it has a fun fact about them. What would your fun fact be on the Kapaun girls wrestling profile?
Oh, that's a hard one. Ooh, that's a really hard one. Probably that whenever I wrestle, I would just start humming. Like, I just start humming because it gets me out of my head. So, like, if I'm paying someone, I start humming in my head.
Well, Courtney, congratulations on a great season so far. First season wrestling state champion. It's pretty easy, I guess, but congratulations to you being a state champion and our female high school athlete of the week.
Thank you so much.